Welcome to Upticks. I'm Jake Falcon, the founder of Falcon Wealth Advisors and your host for Upticks.
I'm Cory Bittner, the co-founder of Falcon Wealth Advisors.
Cory, welcome back to the show. Today is our 56th episode, and we're basically giving a wealth management and market update today.
Back.
Thanks for being back.
56 episodes, wow.
56 episodes.
We are on our way.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for being back, and we look forward to having a good conversation today.
Absolutely. So to kind of get us started here and to flip the script, right? So I kind of wanted to go through and talk to you about a couple of things that you and I kind of wanted to tackle here. And the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is tax planning. That's obviously, we know that taxes are, quite frankly, I think a pain point for everyone. Most people believe in paying their fair share, but they don't want to overpay. What have you got for us, or why don't you let our listeners and our viewers know what we're doing as far as tax planning goes?
Right. So at our prior firm, anytime the word tax was brought up, it was almost treated like an unofficial four-letter word.
Right.
And we were taught to always use the standard coined phrase, you should go see your tax advisor. We don't do taxes, or we're not qualified to do that. And the problem that we always saw with that is that, unfortunately, in the investment arena, there's a lot of overlap there with taxes. And so we always felt like we were shortchanging our clients a little bit by not being able to at least do some sort of planning work. I mean, we're financial advisors, and in our financial planning software, while we have investment goals, we have investment target rates of return, we have spending goals, there's also a tax column. And in previous years, we basically had to ignore that column. And so what we decided is that we're no longer going to ignore that tax planning column. Now that we have much more of an independent mindset and we've partnered with Hightower, there is a little bit of flexibility there as far as what we can do tax planning. Now I want to be very clear, we're still not looking to take the place of your CPA or your tax advisor, but what we're looking to do is we're looking to minimize that tax column in that financial plan as much as possible. And so what we've done is Matt Johnson, who many of our clients know, was backing up Samantha while she was out on maternity leave. He is our advanced planner, and he actually just recently enrolled for the Certified Tax Specialist designation. So what he's doing, he's taking a deep dive into the way taxes work, and he's looking at opportunities for our clients to lower taxes. So the point of all of this is it's just a huge part of our practice now. We actually have a full-time dedicated team member looking for ways to reduce our clients' taxes.
Excellent. So talk to me then a little bit about, well, I guess it's sort of two questions, but they kind of piggyback on each other. One is, do you feel that this is a unique offering from a wealth management firm, or a wealth management practice, I should say? And then secondly, if I'm a client of Falcon Wealth Advisors, can you just give me a really high-level overview of what I should expect around what Matt's doing and the designation specifically that he is working toward?
Yeah, those are two really good questions. And so to answer the first one, I think it is unique because, again, I think a lot of advisors, for two reasons, they don't talk about taxes. One, they're scared of it, right? So they don't want to give their clients bad advice, which is completely fair. Or maybe their firm discourages them from doing any type of tax planning.
Right, we know what that's like.
Yeah, and then two, I think a lot of advisors don't do it is because they don't have the bandwidth or they don't have the team structure to make that happen. Because again, as you know, you and I are busy in client meetings all day. We're very focused on the markets and the retirement planning because that's what you and I have specialized in. And so we really just don't have the capacity to look at reading a tax statement or a form or looking at the laws and doing proper planning. And so because we've built out Falcon Wealth Advisors to, again, we're looking to add extreme value to our clients' lives, we have Matt on our team who's going to be taking deep dives into tax planning. So what a client can expect is the way we're looking to roll this out is we're going to start probably every 6 months, we're going to roll out a theme. And our current theme is, how do we make sure, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, but how do we make sure that we're getting the most tax benefit from our charitable donations? And so the idea is that we're going to work on this for about 6 months. And typically we meet with every client every 6 months. So the idea is that you and I and James The 3 advisors on our team will sit down with every client. We'll bring up tax planning as it pertains to their charitable giving, and we'll see if there's an opportunity for them. Now, certainly if you're a client and you're listening or you're watching this right now and you want to go ahead and talk about that today, it's an easy phone call, or we'll set up a meeting, and we're happy to look at that situation immediately. But as a client, you can expect that we're certainly going to go through all of our clients, and we're going to look for this opportunity and be more proactive with the conversation versus waiting for you to come in with an idea.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good. So it's really exciting. So again, just kind of summarizing what Jake, what you're talking about here is, if a client of Falcon Wealth Advisors can expect, around every 6 months or so, when you come in for your semi-annual review, we're going to be rolling out. The goal is to be rolling out some sort of new tax initiative or something for us to take a deeper dive into our client situation. And the beauty of it for all of our clients is it doesn't cost them anything else.
That's
right?
a good point. Yeah,
there's no
right.
additional cost for this. We're simply trying, because we have the capacity and the skill set, and now the team surrounding us. This is just a way that we can deliver exceptional value to each and every client.
That's a good point. Yeah, so we're not raising our fees by doing this. Like I said, and as Matt becomes more familiar with the tax codes and learning more about tax planning, he'll be discovering new and more beneficial ways. And again, his whole job on our team is to add more value to our clients' lives. And that's what Matt really enjoys doing. But he's not a salesman. He's not looking to generate revenue. He's not looking even necessarily to work with clients on an individual basis. He's taking our entire group of clients and looking to say, hey, how can we lower that tax column? That's what we've charged him with, and we're really excited about it, and Matt is as well.
All right, that's good. I didn't know I could get so excited about taxes. But here we are,
because again, I was trained at a very early point in my career to basically deflect that conversation.
Just push it aside.
Yeah, push it aside, say, go see your CPA. That's not what I do. But you know what? In the end, there is overlap there, and our clients hire us, and typically we lead any type of financial conversation they have. So why wouldn't we do what we can within our powers? Now, again, just to be very clear, we can't give tax advice like a CPA or your accountant would, because we're not licensed to file taxes or technically do the actual filing and the reporting to the IRS. But what we're simply looking to do is, just like we make projections with your investments and your financial plan, we're looking to make projections with your tax planning and work together closely with your CPA to make sure that we're taking advantage of the tax code as much as possible.
Exactly. If you already have 2 professionals that you're working with, we want to work alongside them. We don't want to replace them.
Exactly. And again, we just want to be more proactive. And your CPA is going to love this, because oftentimes the CPA is looking backwards, and they said, well, they file your taxes, and you say, well, for 2019, this is what you did, this is what you owe. But if you come to them and said, hey, my financial advisor came up with this idea, we did this strategy, and we're actually able to lower our taxes a few $1,000s, your CPA is going to be really happy about that. Yeah, and it's going to make their job easier, because they're going to know that you're doing everything that you can to make your situation that much more efficient.
Excellent. Anything else?
No, that's again. So the theme of this show is all about exciting wealth management updates. That's something that you and I and the rest of our team are very excited about. And so stay tuned. We'll be rolling out more tax planning strategies as the year goes on.
Excellent. So keeping it on the subject of exciting, let's talk about bonds. And I say that jokingly, but in all seriousness, something we wanted to talk about today was bond trades. And specifically what we're doing right now in the kind of, crazy market environment that we're in, crazy interest rate environment that we're in. Why don't you share with me a little bit about your thoughts around bond trades and what we're looking to do specifically?
Yeah, so what's happened recently is the Fed has come out and they've lowered rates. Jesse and I talked about this last week, which causes, when they do that, your bonds, if you own any bonds in your portfolio, the bond prices will increase. And so the 10-year Treasury, as of the recording of this show, is trading around 170 basis points, or around 1.7%, plus or minus. Changes a little bit every day. So the idea is, though, that if you own bonds in your portfolio, they have now appreciated in value. And so what we're looking to do is to capitalize on that and sell some bonds and go out there and replace it with other bonds, maybe paying you the same yield or potentially even a little bit more, depending on the type of bond we replace it with. So the point of this is, if your advisor has you in bonds and they're ignoring them, that's a huge red flag to us, because again, you should be treating a bond, while it's a different instrument than a stock, we're investing to make money for our clients.
It's still a security.
Exactly. So if we can capitalize on an appreciation in an asset, we want to sell high and we want to buy in when other things are low.
I need to write that down.
So we're looking at taking advantage of the current short-term interest rates, how they've dropped, causes bonds to go up. Why wouldn't we sell that and lock in some gains for our clients? Now, if you're in a bond mutual fund, it's even more difficult to know what's going on. So again, we're not suggesting you do anything with a bond mutual fund. These are for individuals that own individual bonds. And if your advisor is not talking about selling bonds and you want a second opinion, certainly reach out to Falcon Wealth Advisors and we're happy to take a look at your bond portfolio. That's something that Jesse, our investment analyst, is happy to do and take a deep dive into seeing if there's any opportunities to swap out of some bonds. Another important point I wanted to make, in case you have any other questions, is that also we don't charge a commission to buy or sell bonds. A lot of advisors do. It's called a markup. We don't do that. So again, when we buy or sell a bond, we're not getting paid anything extra. We're doing it as a fiduciary relationship to our clients. And the whole point is that we want to capitalize and we want to lock in some gains.
Yep. So in other words, because that's exactly what I wanted to say, is even if your advisor is talking to you about bond trades or bond swaps, it's critical that you understand what cost there is for you involved in the whole transaction.
Absolutely. That's a very easy question to ask your advisor. Said, okay, if we do this bond transaction, how much are you going to be charging me, or how much am I going to be paying you to do this? Because again, for brokers, for advisors that are still acting as brokers, we're not saying they're bad, but there is an incentive for them to do more trading in bonds because they generate commissions, or they're called markups, and it's very real. The client pays it. And it could be quite a bit of money depending on the size of the bond. Yep. I mean, it could be thousands of dollars in commissions by doing that. And again, we don't charge those markups with our clients. We're not getting paid anything extra. We're doing it again as fiduciary advisors, as fiduciary-minded advisors.
Exactly. And one other thing, as far as that conceptually, as far as trading these bonds goes, or locking in gains, kind of like you talked about, to take the discussion back that way. The last point I want to make is, again, if a bond is appreciated in value and we can go sell it at a gain, one of the reasons that we do that is because if we don't and we hold it until it matures, it basically matures at the price more or less that you paid for it, or the quantity of the bonds that you own. So
that's actually the price that it was issued at, not necessarily what you paid for.
What it was issued at is what I should have said. But that, in theory, that gain it probably would disappear.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So if your bond's up 5-10% and you hold it to maturity, that 5-10% gets wiped away. So why wouldn't you lock that in?
Exactly.
If you can. Now,
that's
again,
why we're doing it. Yep.
It doesn't make sense to just sell all your bonds or
Sure.
whatnot. So it's a very case-by-case discussion, and that's something that, again, Jesse has alerted me to, and that we're paying very close attention to, and we're highly considering, looking at swapping some of our bonds here in the future.
Yep, exactly. And then one other sort of investment topic that I wanted to talk about, or that we wanted to talk about today, are defensive stocks. So if you can start if you can define for our viewers what a defensive stock is, and then talk about how they fit into a portfolio, our portfolio, why they're important.
Yeah, so again, more around our exciting wealth management news, or wealth management update, is that the market, as of late, has increased its volatility, right? So we had a huge pullback here lately with a little bit of a bounce back. And, all the indicators are saying that a recession certainly could happen in the next couple of years. Now, do any of us know? Absolutely not. And we're not going to try to pretend. But our portfolio has done extremely well in the past couple of years, and it's been set up for this expanding economic cycle that we've been experiencing. And so now that we've had a good run in the market, what we're doing is we're starting to look at tilting the portfolio more defensive. And what I mean by defensive, I mean that stocks that hold up well even when the economy is struggling. And a good example of this would be a utility. Right, you're going to pay Kansas City Power and Light for your light bill, right? You're not. That's one of the last things that you're going to shut off if you are feeling some sort of economic pain.
Sure.
And so the idea is that we're looking to potentially pick up some stocks in our portfolio that are represented by utilities. And that's what I'm meaning. So again, Jesse's our investment analyst. He comes to me weekly with ideas and strategies, and we take a look at it and we see how that would fit in the portfolio, and how, most importantly, that'll protect our clients if and when the economic cycle turns down and goes into its downward momentum, which again, it's been a long time since we've had a recession. It's been, what are we looking at, 10, 11 years? And so we're far overdue. Now, again, we're not trying to scare anybody. We've been through it, obviously, before. And so what I've been through it, I don't even think I mean, have you been through a recession since
No, I started working with you in 2010.
It's like, and you've been here, 9
Almost
years.
10 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years. So get ready.
Right.
But again, I've been through it.
Right.
I've been through one of the second worst, or the second worst bear market of all times. I'm happy to say that our clients weathered that storm quite well. And again, it's because our process from Wharton is designed to protect you. But again, so we're not looking to say to get out of stocks. We're looking at the individual stocks that you own. Let's make sure that we have some in there that are designed to protect you in an event of the economic cycle contracting or moving downward.
Excellent.
So again, this is what our clients pay us for. That's why we believe in buying individual stocks, because we have 100% control of what our clients own. We know what they own, and more importantly, we know why they own them. And so this is all exciting to us. Again, you and I dork out on this. I mean, this is why I have a job, is to help get my clients through volatility, to come up with tax planning strategies. And this is all things that we're excited to announce, and some pretty fun stuff that our team of 9 professionals are all working together on.
Yep, I couldn't help but think when we said we're going to talk about exciting wealth management updates, and then I thought we're going to talk about taxes, bonds, and defensive stocks.
Hey, I'm excited about it.
Hey, we're excited about it too. And hopefully our viewers are excited, or at least are kind of taking some of the information that we have as educational, or they're learning something from this.
Yeah, exactly. So the point of this show is to be educational. And if you do get a question or something pops in your head, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find me on all the social media platforms, or you can pick up the phone and give me a call, or certainly send me an email.
Yep.
Same with Cory.
Exactly. Absolutely. All right. Anything else?
No, those are exciting wealth management updates. So again, tax planning, we're working on it. It's coming down the pipeline very quickly. Bonds, just a heads up, we're going to be looking at capitalizing on this lower interest rate, and we're going to be making some money on the bond market. And then 2, look for some shifts. If you're a client, look for some shifts and coming down the road with that as well.
Yep.
Going into some defensive stocks just to protect you, and make sure that we don't lose all of this money that we just made.
Absolutely. All right, good. So then to move on to kind of our fun segment here.
All right.
I want to go through the Bird of Prey lightning round, sponsored by Falcon Wealth Advisors. But I want to, again, flip the script.
Yeah, usually I'm asking the questions.
This time I'm going to ask the questions.
Perfect. And I think you came up with new ones, right?
I did. So what I've done is I've come up with all new questions, because I didn't want to simply ask Jake the same things that he's been asking his guests. I want to get his top of mind answer or thought or response to the questions I'm going to go through. So are you ready?
I think so. Let me take a drink of water here.
Okay. And let me preface this by saying the same thing that you told me. There's no prize, and you're not going to earn anything for participating in this.
There's no
other
prize.
than being a good sport.
There's no price or prize?
Prize.
There's no prize.
Or price.
All right.
But either way, all right. So
here we go. We're ready to start the clock?
Okay. Let's go ahead and get it started. All right. So first off, Jake, who's your favorite golfer?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Are you talking professional golfer?
Yes.
Right now, I got to say I feel like I'm rooting for Brooks Koepka a lot, but it changes.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Gosh, this is a hard one.
What's your favorite way to spend your free time?
I would say with my wife.
Good answer.
In case she's watching.
That's good.
But that's true.
What's your favorite book?
Oh my gosh, Cory, you're asking some hard ones. I've got a lot of favorite books. Probably the one that's been most life-changing is A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It's really good.
What's your favorite movie?
We were just talking about this. Probably, man, you're asking some good ones. Probably Trading Places. Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd.
Great choice.
That's pretty high up on the list.
Excellent choice. All right. What song would you karaoke if you had to sing a song?
Well, I don't know. Probably some rap song from the 90s.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Because I'm not a very good singer. It's much easier just to talk.
All right. What profession would you try if you weren't a wealth advisor?
Wow, these are good ones. What profession would I try? I'd probably be a public speaker.
Okay.
I enjoy doing that, believe it or not.
I do too. If you could go back in time, what year would you go back to? And why?
That's a good one. I would say probably the American Revolution. I'd probably like to hang out with Alexander Hamilton.
Okay, there you go. You guys could rap together. Just kidding. All right. What's your pet peeve?
I don't like laziness. That's probably my biggest one. I don't like people that are lazy. I wouldn't say I don't like people. I guess I don't like laziness would be that.
As an attribute. Understood. Who's your hero?
Probably my dad.
Good answer. Lastly, This one's going to be familiar. What's one piece of advice that you'd give someone?
I would say to stay in the present moment. That's something that I've worked a lot on in the past year or two, and it's changed my life. That yesterday was a memory and tomorrow is a dream, and so all we really own is this present moment. So as much as you can stay and enjoy the present moment, it's makes for much more, a much higher, greater life satisfaction.
So be here now.
Be in the present.
Excellent. That's good. You
Gosh,
did good.
that
Thanks
was
for participating.
tough. Now I have a lot more empathy for when I'm asking the questions.
Tough, right?
Because I didn't realize that those were better than the ones I asked. I might have to borrow some of those.
Feel free.
So thank you. So I guess there is no prize. I probably went over a minute also.
No, it's okay. We didn't have the stopwatch going, so.
Fair enough. Well, the clock's probably playing on the video. That's
True.
what you don't understand, the clock. We got a lot of video editing here.
Right. No, I know there's a clock, but I don't think there's a timer.
Speaking of
Maybe
that,
there is.
we should shout out a special shout out to our video editor.
Absolutely.
Jess with Pilgrim Publishing.
Pilgrim Animation.
Jess. Pilgrim Animation produces all of our videos. So if you're out there and you're looking to create your own podcast
Yes.
or video, I would highly encourage you to reach out to Jess. He's been very easy to work with. He's very responsive. And if you're enjoying our videos and our podcast, we got to give a lot of credit to Jess because he's doing all the editing for us.
Absolutely.
Pilgrim Animation, they're right here in Kansas City. A great guy, really smart guy, and he's been a lot of blast to work with.
Yep. Go check them out.
Perfect. So I guess that's all the time that we have for today. Is there any update you wanted to give? I know you and Cassie are probably getting ready for wedding planning. I know I'm gearing up for your bachelor party.
That's right.
Is there any other personal updates you want to share?
No, I don't think so. We're coming up on 2 months out from the wedding here. So I've been telling clients when they've asked me how summer's been that between, our team and the business here growing and planning for the wedding, that's occupying most of our time. But I think Cassie's bridal shower just occurred. She's actually leaving today for her bachelorette party.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
So you're a bachelor this weekend.
That's right. So anyhow, with that being the case, it's kind of starting to actually feel real, right?
it is real. You are getting married.
Right. I guess maybe we're at the point now where it's less of, hey, we're planning an event and more of, hey, this is actually coming now. And I think we're really going to start having, we've had a great time with it, but we're really looking forward to, enjoying the planning we've been doing.
Any second thoughts?
Nope, not at all. I hope Cassie feels the same.
All right.
I joked with her. I said, I hope when you come back from this bachelorette party that you still want to marry me.
Well, let's hope so, Cory. We're all rooting for you.
I'm not worried about it.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you again. That's all the time that we have for today. Certainly, you can reach out to me on Twitter at Jake Falcon CRPC. I don't have a lot of followers, so again, email Jake at Falcon Wealth Advisors. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And our clients certainly know how to get a hold of me. And how do you prefer to be contacted, Cory?
Sure, you can get a hold of me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Cory Bittner KC. And of course, my email is Cory at FalconWealthAdvisors.com.
Perfect. Thanks again for watching, and we hope you all have a great week.